They say the human body can sense when it's being watched, and I wish I'd trusted that instinct before it was too late. When I found the listing for the house, it felt like fate. A quaint old property nestled at the edge of a small town, surrounded by dense woods, no neighbors in sight, and way below market price. I didn't ask why. I just signed the lease and packed up my life. The first few nights were peaceful. Too peaceful. The silence here wasn't normal. No hum of distant cars, no crickets, not even the rustling of wind, just stillness. It should have been calming, but something in my gut whispered otherwise. On the fourth night, the creaking started. I told myself it was the old wood, the structure settling, but the pattern was too rhythmic. 5 steps, pause, 5 steps back, and it always started at exactly 3:13 a.m. Curious and slightly unnerved, I stayed up the next night, listening. At 3:13 a.m. sharp, the sound returned, right outside my bedroom door. My heart pounded as I tiptoed over and flung it open. Nothing. Just darkness and that awful silence again. I didn't sleep after that. The next day, I asked around town about the house. The old man at the gas station didn't say much, just muttered, "No one stays there long," and looked away. Others pretended they didn't know what I was talking about. That only made me more paranoid. By the 6th night, I was convinced someone was entering the house. I started locking every window, every door. I even placed a chair under the doorknob before going to bed. But the next morning it had been moved, not fallen, moved, as if someone had carefully lifted it and set it aside. That was the night I set up a camera, a cheap webcam I pointed at my bed, hoping to catch whatever or whoever was creeping in. I barely slept, knowing the camera was rolling. But the next morning when I reviewed the footage, my blood ran cold. At exactly 3:13 a.m. a tall, thin figure stepped into frame. No sound, no warning. He stood over me, motionless, staring. His face was pale, almost featureless. He didn't move for 5 full minutes. Then slowly he turned, looked directly into the camera, and smiled. I screamed and slammed my laptop shut. Every instinct told me to run, to leave everything behind. But I didn't. I stayed. Maybe it was disbelief. Maybe I thought I could explain it. But deep down, I think I knew I was already trapped. I took the footage to the police. The officer watched it with a skeptical expression. "Could be a prank," he said, "a friend messing with you." I didn't have any friends in this town. When I insisted, they sent someone to check the place, but found no signs of forced entry, no footprints, nothing. The house was secure. That night, I didn't sleep. I sat in the hallway with a baseball bat facing the bedroom door. At 3:13 a.m. I heard the footsteps again, but this time they were inside, right behind me. I swung around, empty hallway, but the bat was ice cold, like it had passed through something. I started researching the house's history. Turns out a man lived here 20 years ago. A recluse. People said he never left, just watched from his windows. One night he died in his sleep, sitting in a chair staring at the door. They found scratch marks on the inside of his eyelids, like he was trying to rip them open. After that, people reported strange things. Visitors waking up to cold breath on their skin, hearing whispers under their bed, or seeing figures standing in the corners of their room, just watching. The house stayed empty for years, until I moved in. Sleep became impossible. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw him, standing, waiting. One night I woke up with a burning sensation on my chest. I ran to the mirror and saw 5 long red scratches, like fingers had been pressed into my skin. Then the dreams began. Dreams where I was lying in bed but couldn't move. The man would crawl out from under the bed, inching closer, whispering things I couldn't understand, and always at 3:13 a.m. I tried to leave. I packed everything, booked a motel, and drove out of town, but at 3:13 a.m. that night I woke up, back in the house, lying in the same bed, same blankets, same clock glowing red, like I never left. Desperate, I destroyed the camera, smashed it into pieces, but when I checked my phone the next day, there was a new video, just 15 seconds long. It was me, asleep, and a whisper, "Why won't you let me in?" That was last week. I haven't left the house since. I've stopped trying. He's part of this place, or maybe I'm part of him now. The clocks all stopped at 3:13 a.m. The reflection in the mirror no longer matches me. Last night, I recorded myself again. I didn't want to, but something made me. I watched the footage this morning. The figure didn't just stand there this time. He crawled into bed, laid beside me, whispered into my ear, "You're mine now." And I smiled.